Hello? Hi, can everyone hear me? I'm back. Hi, everyone. Can anyone hear me? Is anyone there? Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me? Yay, everybody can hear me. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Google Hangouts did not want to take me off of mute, even though it said it had. So it looks like everybody can hear me and see me. Yay. Okay, great. Now we waited 10 minutes, so everybody should be on here that was trying to get on quickly. So I'm glad everyone is here, and I'm glad you hung around because we're having technical difficulties. Welcome, and I see everybody's up there in the chat room. Yes, lots of yeses. Yay. Okay, so I just want to welcome everyone from the Flourish group. I'm so glad to have been invited by Sarah to do this. It's very nice of her to let me come by and share some information with everyone. We're going to start off with just telling you a little bit about me. My name is Tiffany Donor, and oh, can everybody see me? It looks like it. Okay, yeah, make sure you refresh your page. Of course, if I'm telling you that, you can't see me. I'm Tiffany Donor from T Donor and Associates, and I keep you from drowning in social media. So today we're gonna go over some Facebook basics, and I just wanna check on the chat room before I go into the presentation, because then I will not be able to see the chat box. Okay, so it looks like everybody is all right now. Great. And I'm going to start the presentation, and you can type your questions into the chat box, and I will answer them at the end at the Q&A section. All right, so let's get started, and bear with me for a second, and I will get it going here. Okay, and here you go. This is welcome to the Flourish Group webinar. Again, I'm Tiffany Donor, and just a little intro. T Donor and Associates assist entrepreneurs in focusing on everything social media to help you focus on what you need to get done. My offerings include DIY and do-it-for-yourself solutions and tutorials. So if you're interested in any of that, check me out after this webinar. I'm so excited to be talking to everyone, and I've been on the group reading a few things for the past couple of days, and that's been really cool to see all of the amazing products that everyone makes. So just to let you know a little bit, I just skipped a little bit about me. I started playing online about 10 years ago, and after messing around for a while, I decided 2 years ago this month to stop making this a hobby and actually start a business out of it. So here I am, and I'm looking forward to helping everyone out. Okay, so we're going to get into our agenda. The agenda, we're just going to go over, why do we need social media? I'm sure a lot of you have asked that question, and I get that a lot. We're going to do a Facebook overview, just a quick couple of things, because I know you've heard a lot from Sarah about what you should be doing on Facebook and stuff like that. And I'm going to kind of touch on a few of those things and a couple others. And then, of course, the big question with everybody has is about your posts and videos. We're definitely going to talk about videos. And then, of course, to spend or not to spend. And that's what our agenda is. So let's get started. So why do we need social media? If your objective is to only attract customers, then you should stop wasting your time on social media, because there is more to social media than attracting customers. And that's definitely number one. Number 2, it takes lots of time, and you must spend the time to see the benefits. If you want quick benefits, it's not going to happen. You have to spend the time. And of course, the number one thing you must do is interact and build relationships. Joining Facebook groups, as Sarah has mentioned this month, you join the Facebook groups of your ideal customers, and those people that you need to buy your products, they're the ones you're searching for. So if your ideal customer are moms, you need to join the groups that they're in, interact with them, answer their questions, offer solutions, and be helpful. Do not just sell to them, because most of the groups have guidelines that you're not allowed to sell. So if somebody asks a question about something and your product just happens to be the solution for that, then of course you could go right ahead and share that. But you don't want to just go on and start advertising, because you'll get kicked out of the group very quickly most of the time. And of course, number 4 is customer service. Customer service, it's the easiest thing for social media. Your customers have access to you, you have access to them, they get immediate response from you. That's the best thing, and it's free. It's free for you, which is number 1. You don't have to pay people to deal with customer service or have a service to deal with your customers. So that's a really great benefit. Number 5, brand awareness. If the customer is happy with your service and that you're immediately handling it, of course, they're more likely to go on their profile or go on your page and share how awesome your customer service was, how much they love your product, and then that'll be seen by all of their followers, all of their friends. You'll get way more brand awareness that way. And of course, it helps when you interact with them on Facebook, and then they post about you on Facebook. That's the best thing. Number 6 is follow-up. So, you can follow up with the people since you have their contact information on social media. If somebody messaged you or if they posted on your page, you have access to them. So you can follow up with them. Personally, if it's a complaint or a compliment, it's still good customer service to interact with that person immediately. And number 7 is feedback. After you provide the response to them, you have a chance to ask for their feedback. So you can ask and see how is the service? What did they think? What is there something you can improve on? And that would help you at a later time, and that would help you fix any problems you have. So that's why you need social media. I'm just going to go over to the chat and make sure we're doing okay. Okay, are you guys having problems seeing the slides? Oh. It looks like there was a problem with the screen sharing. It's been a problem today. Let me see if it will just work properly now. There you go. Okay, so there is the screen that we just talked about, was why do we need social media? And that was all of the things. I'm going to go over them again. There is more to social media than attracting customers. It takes time, a lot of time, to make sure you interact. Customer service is a great thing for social media. There's brand awareness, follow-up, and feedback. And we're going to go on to the next thing. So everybody hopefully is seeing this. And I'm going to go and see. Okay, you can follow on YouTube. So that's, if you go on YouTube, you can definitely follow it there, and you just will have to do the chat box on the other side. Google Hangout seems to be not happy with me today. So I'm going to go into the next thing, Facebook Basics Overview. You need to stay updated, keep up to date. So That's the most important thing. And make sure when you change anything, go through, check everything, make sure you've changed everything from your website, your Etsy page, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Pinterest. Make sure you change all of them at the same time, and then set a reminder to check it again in 3 months, because every once in a while you might change something, not think about it, and need to go back and update it. So every 3 months, if you check it, if that's too much for you, do it every 6 months. Just make sure that your customers know who you are no matter where they find you. And that would, that would greatly, that's what you want. You want them to know who you are and get you there. You also, a great thing to do is to make an email signature in your email with your links to your Etsy page, to your, if you have a website, to your Facebook, to all of that, where anybody can find you. You want people to be able to find you no matter what. And so for this page that we're on, the Facebook Basics Overview Update page, hopefully everyone can see it. The example here is Urban Soapsmith, and they do a great job with their Facebook page. This is their Facebook About page, and this is their Etsy page, just the front. And they have exactly what they do in both sections. They both say about the same thing, so it's perfect for them. I mean, this is a good example of making sure that you have it on both. And I believe it says Clarissa on there, so she's doing a great job. And on a note about your Facebook, make sure you do not use your personal profile as your business page. Don't advertise. You can share stuff from your business page on your personal profile, but Facebook has guidelines that say you cannot sell on your personal profile page. So make sure that you're making your own business page and you're not doing it from your profile. I'm just going to take a quick break to make sure that everybody in the chat can see. So it looks like there's problems with blurriness, but you should be able to see it hopefully on YouTube. The next thing is profile pictures and cover photos. So having a profile picture of your logo, product, or yourself can vary. It just depends on your brand awareness. If everyone knows that Jane makes necklaces, but they don't know what the name of her business is, then maybe she should use a photo of herself or her product. If your logo is something that doesn't exactly explain what your business is, if your name is, some random words and you sell jewelry, you might not want to use your logo for your profile pictures. This is where you can use your judgment of what you think would work better. For this example here, we have the Little Clay Market, and it has cute little mushrooms for the profile picture and elves or gnomes on the cover photo. But I would add the logo or the name somewhere on either the profile or the cover. I would really probably want it on the profile picture so that people know what it is, because I'm not sure what those little mushrooms are. That could be something else. That could be toys. And if it said the Little Clay Market on there, that would be better. But it's up to everyone. And of course, the number one thing, the tip you'll see, is you must always add links for your shopper website in your description of your cover photo. So if somebody clicks on this cover photo or on your profile picture, you want them to immediately have access to go purchase one of your products. So if you have your link and a little description about your products, they immediately can go and click and go to your Etsy page or your website and purchase something. Of course, that's what you want them to do. So make sure on any of your pictures and on all of your social media, not just Facebook, that you have links whenever you show a product to go purchase something from you. All right, and moving on in the Facebook Basics overview, I just wanted to cover this because it's something that I find a lot of people have missed when they're on Facebook, and it's on your personal profile, adding your business as your work. unless you want to hide what you're doing from people, I would definitely say you don't want to hide it because you're trying to sell products and you want people to buy them, especially if you're going to be using the tactic of going into Facebook groups and trying to get business that way. You really want people who go back to your profile page to be able to find your products and what you sell. So if you go into your personal profile and you go to your about section and it says under work and education, no workplaces to show, right here, you need to make sure you go back and change that. And of course, the way to do that is by going in and you can edit it and you can see the add a workplace and you click on that and you type in your Facebook business page and add it. And if you have a problem, because sometimes Facebook gets a little finicky and it won't pull up your business page, the next option is to go to life events and add your business page as a life event, as an employment workplace, and then it'll show up under your work and education. And then of course, it will give you the options of having it public or private. So you want to make sure that you have it public for people to see so they can click on it and go to your page. And that's just a little tip, and that's something that a lot of people overlook. So make sure you go do that right now and check your profile. Well, not right now, but after the webinar. So moving on, we're going to talk about posts and planning and scheduling them. And you can plan posts. This will help you by planning ahead and saving time. We are all very busy, and there's many ways to do this, and it will help you out tremendously. I'm not saying plan every single thing, but you can plan ahead, especially for certain events, for certain holidays, for certain things that you want to plan out for the future. So using Facebook or buffer.com to schedule your posts are very easy, and I put a screenshot here of what it looks like on Facebook. So it just says if you were going to write a status, add a photo or video or offer, you go right there, and instead of hitting publish, you hit the little arrow button and you would pick schedule. And then the little box will pop up and say, you pick the date, you pick the time that you want it to be scheduled. For Facebook, you can schedule a lot of them. Buffer is a very easy website to use. You just make a username, and you can actually use more than just Facebook on there for free. I think it gives you a limit to like 12 posts for the free account. So that's something, if you're not going to do too many, you can use. Either way, they're both very easy, and Buffer can give you the analytics also very quickly. The next thing is your content. You want it to be quality over quantity. And you will hear, people telling you all the time that you should post a lot, so many times a day. And yes, of course, you should post between 3 to 12 times a day, but don't worry about that. And that's why the planning and the scheduling comes in. You need to determine what you yourself can handle. So, if 12 is way too many for you and you just think that's crazy, what can you handle? Can you handle 3? What if you were to schedule a couple of those a day? Would that help you out? Don't get overwhelmed and don't stop. That's the biggest problem that people do. They go, oh my gosh, I have to do all this stuff, and they get overwhelmed and then they stop posting completely. And that is not what you want to do. You have to be consistent, and you need to focus on what works best for you and for your brand. It's a give and take. I mean, if you want to post 20 posts a day, have somebody else do it for you, because that's going to be too much for you. You're never going to get your work done. And that's why you need to focus on that. You need to be you, be your brand, have your own voice, show people who you are, and you can share things you like with people. And we're going to get more into the post, but more than just selling your products, but show people who you are and the things you like. And before I go into the next page, I just want to see what's happening over in the chat. I have to find it. what's going on over here. It looks like you guys are going to YouTube, yes, because it's clearer. Okay. All right, so we're going back to the next page, which is posts. And we're going to be talking about content. I know Sarah was talking about content this week and last, I think. And so photos, let's talk about photos. So you want to post things that people can relate to. Nature, pictures, flowers, sunset, a park, where you live, activities, your pets, your favorite things that people would like to see, that helps them get to know you, get to know things about you. That's what you want. You want to build up the know, like, and trust, so people know who you are. They start to see, oh, I like the same things that that person likes, you know, oh, I really like them, you know, and that's where you build the customers. And the next thing is to make images with quotes and questions. And you can do this really easily on canva.com and picmonkey.com. Basically, you can go there and they have free images, or they have images for $1 on canva.com. And all you do is type a quote or a question onto an image and save it and post it. And, you know, if you ask a question to people, what's your favorite color, or what's your favorite food, or, you know, random questions, you'll get people to interact with you. And of course, this is a big one, especially for you who are all doing, you know, selling stuff on Etsy. Why would you do food pictures with recipes? Believe me, people love food pictures, especially if they look good. And I myself, I don't have anything to do with food, and I don't really post about food, but I do share about chocolate. I might share something funny about chocolate and post a picture about chocolate because I like chocolate and a lot of people like chocolate. So, you know, you get the interactions that way. And of course, sharing others' pictures. So if there's a page you like and you like, you know, the things they post, every once in a while, share it. It's not hurting you. You're going to get, you know, some people who like the page, you know, or not like the page, but some people who like whatever you posted, they're going to like it. If you liked it, hey, they're going to like it. And then, of course, your products, you want to show they're being used, how they're being on display. If, you know, someone's wearing a bracelet or a ring, remember, when you post your content, you only want 20% of it to be selling and 80% to be sharing. So you're not just bombarding people and trying to sell your products to them. You also want to show other things to them. And so that goes to our next content, which is text post. And we're going to talk about one-liners. And again, it's more quotes and questions, and you can do thoughts, but you know, you can have some quotes for your images and some quotes just for text, or you can use the same ones, space them out, you know, but just quick one-liners for, you know, to space out between your photos. You want to post different things throughout the day, throughout the week, and not just post the same things over and over again. You don't want to post a ton of pictures or just a ton of text. You want to mix it up. And another idea that you can do, a lot of people don't like writing, some people do, so you can write a short blog post. 200 to 600 words is a good amount, and you can add a photo to tell about your product. If you know, show a picture of you making something, and then write a little post about how you made it, what the steps are, tell about how, you know, you have workers or your family helps you, or what the kids are doing while you're working. Tell about something, you know, how you feel about the product, what you came up with, the idea, what the story behind it is, et cetera, et cetera. You get what I'm saying? You know, just write something that's longer, but not so big. Like I would stick with 200 more. 600 is really good, but it just depends on what it is, if somebody's going to read it. And then sharing articles that are related to your business. If, you know, a lot of you might not have articles related to what you're doing. An example would be, you know, if somebody does pottery, they might have an article in the local newspaper about a pottery place having an event or something like that, something where you can share it and then you can comment about the article, just to give a different thing. And then, of course, if you have a blog and a website, you can link to your blog post by writing a little intro about about the blog post to get people to go there. And then remember, all of the content that you're doing, you want to help, encourage, and inspire people. Share your knowledge about what you're doing. Be encouraging, be inspiring, be positive. People want to be, you know, go to visit the happy places. So that's what you want to be, is encouraging and inspiring. And if you make products and you don't care about showing people how you make them, then, you know, you could show a tutorial on how to make it. This is, you know, what you do, and people might really like to see this is step by step. Not that very many people would probably go and do the same exact thing that you're doing. And I'm going to take a quick break to take a drink of water. Before we move on to selling. So for selling, you want to come up with ideas. So post a special deal. 20% off when you sign up for a mailing list. If you have a mailing list set up, this would be a perfect idea. Have a special sale for next Tuesday. You know, anything you can think of. Come up with something. You want to make sure, you know, you have a little time ahead of it. You know, if you're going to have a sale for next Tuesday, well, you have about a week, so that's a pretty good timeline. You know, come up with something that would work good for your customers. Post photos of people using your products. I mentioned that a little earlier. You know, if it's a product that somebody can use, or it's a product somebody can wear, like jewelry, you know, take pictures of that and post it, and make sure you include the link to your Etsy page or to your website or wherever you're selling those products, because that's why you're sharing the photo. You want them to go visit your page and buy something. So make sure you include your links. And then, of course, taking advantage of holidays, because a lot of the products that everyone sells, you know, it goes around, you know, holidays, I'm sure, are higher selling points. So you want to plan your post around the holidays that would benefit your sales. So if you sell jewelry to women, then you know you're going to get higher purchases, especially for men, around holidays such as Christmas, Valentine's, and Mother's Day. And you need to take advantage of that. And to make sure you're taking advantage of that, plan ahead of time. So right now, you know, look at the calendar. What's the next holiday that you could really use? For some of the people that sell decor, obviously the next holiday would be Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas. But for a jewelry person, it would probably not be until Christmas. So, you know, plan it out at least a month ahead, get a calendar out, and it's almost like you need to work backwards from the holiday. So if you're looking at Halloween, you know, take the October calendar and work through, okay, this is my plan, and figure out, I'm going to start posting this on whatever day in September, and basically figure out everything that you're going to do. Do you need to take pictures of products? Is there more inventory to add? You know, and add all of that there. I'm sure you all have a setup of amping up for the holidays. So this would be amping up your Facebook posting for the holidays. And of course, daysoftheyear.com, they have a bunch of funny holidays that are very random that you could always sometimes find great things. Again, like I said, chocolate, love chocolate. There's always some chocolate holiday that is great to share. And then the last thing is to screenshot your feedback from customers and post those as pictures. And this goes back to the earlier slide where I discussed the customer service and interacting with the customers. You know, so if someone posts a comment about you and you see it on Facebook, they post about you or your product or or anything they post on your page, on them, they tag you in it. If you see a post about you, you screenshot that, and then you can go and make an image out of it and crop it and make it look nice, put a border on it, do whatever. And then you can post that for, you know, for years. I mean, you could save it and post it every once in a while. And then as you get more and more of them, you have a whole bank full of images that you can use as your feedback to show as satisfied customers. So that's always a great thing. And before I move on, I just want to check and make sure what's happening over here. Okay, so they're talking about things they're posting. That's great. All right, and now we're moving on to videos. So video right now on Facebook, and actually for 2015, has been the best source for engagement. And it's been the best free source for engagement. And I'm sure that that's going to end eventually, because Facebook has now introduced ads for video. And of course that, you know, because they want to monetize that. So this is your chance to get in and get some videos out there where people will see them before they go completely paid. And I would say you definitely probably have at least another 6 months to do that. So number one, what video should you make? Make how-to videos or behind-the-scene videos. Those are number one easiest things to do, or to tell about your company, which is, well, behind the scenes. Number two, make the videos short, 2 to 3 minutes, because people don't have a long attention span. And I would say definitely keep them under 5 minutes. Try not to go over 5 minutes, because that's too long. Basically, you want to start off with saying what you're going to talk about or whatever in the first 30 seconds to get somebody's attention. Introduce yourself later on in the video or at the end of the video. And if you make videos on a consistent basis, say you want to make them daily or weekly, and when you have that many of them, you don't need to introduce yourself all the time. So you could end the video and say, thanks so much for watching, please follow me here, or whatever. So that's, you're telling them who you are still at the end, but you're not introducing yourself in the beginning of every single video. Because if somebody goes and they say, oh, I like this video, I'm going to watch all the other ones, they all start off with the same exact thing, they're going to want to turn that off. So keep that in mind. Remember, it does not need to be perfect. If you wait until it's perfect, it will never happen. And I know we all have problems with procrastination and dealing with things. And as you can tell, like today, technology is, you know, we're at its mercy. So you just have to do stuff, get out there, get it done. And if you don't want to be on camera, take a video of what you're doing. You can show like your studio where you create your stuff. If you create it at your dining room table, people love the behind the scenes. And you know, it just makes people, again, know you better, like you better. And I have a little example here. This link is to Just Because IYQ Tea Room, and it's facebook.com/IYQINC/videos. And she has a bunch of short videos up there, and she's just saying, hi, how are you? Talking about what they're doing, they're having a birthday, whatever. I mean, it's basic video, talking to the camera, nothing fancy, and you can do that too. So next, after you make your video, you need to post your videos to Facebook. So I have a few screenshots here where I'm going to take you through how to do it, quick and easy way to upload your video. So you're going to go to your you're going to go to your Facebook page, and you're going to go just as if you're going to post a status. So you would click on the photo video. And when you click on that and it opens up for you to pick the file, you're just going to pick your video file. And this box will pop up, and the upload video box is there. So once it pops up, you're going to see the blue bar is going to start filling up, and that's basically the progress of your download or your upload of the video. While it's doing that, you're going to fill out all the rest of this information. So you want to write up here you know, what your post is. So I just did a quick little example here of my how to boost post video. So I just wrote, you know, want your posts to be seen by more fans, sign up and get your free video on how to boost posts on Facebook. And I gave the link. Make sure you put the link in. I know I can't say that enough. And then of course you want to make sure you put your title. And as it's uploading, you can go over here and add your custom thumbnail, or you can wait for it to upload, and it will give you options throughout the video of to use different thumbnails. Most of the time, especially if it's a video of you talking, none of those will ever look too good. Your mouth will be open, you'll be making a funny face, something like that. So you can always add a custom thumbnail of just a photo. And that's actually what I'll do in this example. So the next page is where you're going to pick your different options. So on this box, you're going to go down to the call to action, and you can decide if you want a button, if you want it to say shop now, all of these options, which I'm sure most of you would like something that said shop now. So if you click shop now, it will change the options below that. And you want to make sure that you go and you put in your website address, if it's to your Etsy page, wherever you want them to go and shop, that's what you want to put there, and put your headline for that link right there. And then the other option that you want to change is the video category, which is basically above the call to action. So beauty and fashion would be obviously for the jewelry people. Depending on what you're doing, you want to pick your video category. And then next is on the box, you'll see where it says basic and then it says advanced. If you click on the advanced tab, it gives you this other page. And there's really only one thing on this page, which is the distribution and where you want your video to be seen. Obviously, everywhere is a good option. The only difference on here is that you can remove it from your newsfeed, so it won't be on the newsfeed. For the most part, you want it on, I would say you want it on your newsfeed, so you would either pick everywhere or custom. The custom basically lets you decide if you want to prohibit embedding. So embedding basically means it's going to be embedded into somebody's website. So somebody else could embed it in their website. So such as the Hangout window is embedded in my site for the webinar right now. And basically if I click that and somebody tried to embed it in the site, they wouldn't be able to do that. So that's one option. I would pick that myself. Otherwise, if you don't care where your video goes, then you can leave it everywhere. So that's really up to you. And then once your blue bar is 100%, you're going to go and schedule or backdate, or you probably don't want to backdate, or save draft or publish. So if you click on publish or schedule, it will publish, and then the processing video box will pop up, and you want to click on edit or close. Now, if you don't want to change any of those things that you just fit out, you can hit close, or you can hit edit video, which gives us a couple more options. So this box pops up when you hit edit, and I had to cut it in half for size wise. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. Okay, so in this you can tag people. You could change your title if you didn't like it. If you didn't add your thumbnail before, you can add your custom thumbnail now, or again, look through the video and see what thumbnails you like. You can put a location of where the video was taken. You still have your description. You can add captions. You can edit your call to action, and you can decide if you want to leave the prohibit embedding or take it off, change your category, change the privacy of the video, and then you can feature this video. And featuring the video is when you go to your Facebook page, or when you go to anybody's Facebook page and you see a video over to the left-hand side of the page in their About section that pops up on the first page. That is your featured video. So if you want that right there and you want people to go to your About section and see the video there also, that's where you would hit feature this video. And then you're going to hit save. And then everything is done and your video is there. If you want to edit the actual video itself, you can also do that in Facebook. If you want, you would have to just go to the video, double click on it, and it'll give you the option to edit it. I unfortunately missed that screenshot. So the next thing is, once you've posted your video and it's been out there for a while and people have seen it, you can go back to your page and look at your insights. And to do that, you're going to go to your page and you'll see all your options on the top, and you'll click on insights, and then you'll click on video. And you can see your insights about your video, the stats, how many people, or you can click on overview and see all of your posts and the difference between your regular posts and your videos, and compare all of them. And that's one thing I'm not getting into right now because insights could take hours to talk about, well, really an hour to talk about. But I suggest you do look at your insights regularly, see when your fans are on Facebook. It will tell you the specific days and times that they're there, and you can make sure that you're posting when they're more likely to be there. Okay, and then the last but not least item is to spend or not to spend. So there are two questions that I get asked the most: how many times to post, and how do I get people to see my stuff? And that's the main thing that everybody always asks. Well, it's based on what you want to spend. And you have to ask yourself, what do you want to spend? Time or money? And that's really what it boils down to. If you want to spend, then you can spend money and get people to see more of your stuff. Or if you have the time, you can have the time, spend the time to interact with people and get more people organically to see your post, to see your page, to see all of your stuff. And you need to remember that numbers are good, but you have to focus on the right numbers. So it's not all about how many likes you have, because if those likes are not helping you reach the customers that you need or that want to buy your product, then that number does not matter at all. So you need to focus on the numbers that make sense. And if you have a good following that is interacting with you, you may want to spend time in Facebook groups that they're in and interact with people that are more like your customers and show them the products that you have. Get people to talk about your products, say how wonderful you are, get to know people. Social media is about interacting with people. Yes, you don't have to see them, but it's still about interacting. Or if you have the money for the ads and you know specifically who you want to target, and you can go into Facebook and you can specifically target those people, the choice is yours. You can do it either way. So the time or the money. It's got to be one or the other. You can't say you don't want to do either one of them if you want to do anything about it. So just make a decision. But that's the end of the webinar, and it's Q&A time. So I'm going to go over to the chat and see what's happening over there. Okay, and I can take you off screen share, obviously, because come on. Okay, now everyone can see me again. All right, what's going on in the chat? Does anybody have any questions for me? It looks like talking about thumbnails. What's going on? All right. It looks like Sarah. Oh, thank you, Sarah. We had a rough start, but we got going. You mentioned, let's see. You mentioned about putting link with video description. Did you mean link to shop or video? For the video, in your status, you need to write the link to your shop. Your video is already going to be posted, so you want to make sure you have a link there for people to shop. And I would suggest putting that in your status and also in the shop now call to action button. Make sure you do both of them. Put links wherever you can. Okay, let's see. Phaedra says, are there pros or cons to everywhere versus prohibit embed for the video post? Are there pros or cons to everywhere versus? Basically, if you don't care if somebody embeds your video into their website, then you can just leave it everywhere. That's the only difference with that option, is that if it's everywhere, they have the option to embed it in their website. I really don't know who would do that, but people, steal stuff all the time. So it's really up to you. And the embedding, like I said before, is like what you see next to this chat on the screen here. That's how it would be embedded. So it looks like it's a part of their, their thing. How do you put a link in a photo? For the photos, you would put the link in the status. So it's not actually in the photo, it's you post the photo, and in the description where you write, you'll put the link. Oh, and it looks like somebody answered that. All right. Sarah said this has caused a problem with copyright issues when somebody embeds the video. Yes, but people on the internet steal things, and people on the internet are from many, many countries, and they have different laws, and they do all sorts of things. I've heard many, many stories. So that's your options. Do you have any insight into using groups as a marketing tool? Yes, I did mention a little bit. Using groups can be very useful. It depends on your product, and it depends on the group and how you interact. So definitely the first thing you want to do when you join a group is read the guidelines and make sure, if it says there's absolutely no selling at all, do not try to sell anything. Some of them will flat out say nothing at all, and some of them will lightly touch on it. So really, when you go into groups, that's going to take you the most time. You have to talk to people and interact with them and get to a point where you could talk about your product. And you don't want to message people or PM people from a group, because that's normally another guideline that you're not allowed to contact people and try to sell people stuff. How important is it to name your photos with tagged words that people would use to search on the internet? Roger, do you mean using hashtags or using, I'm not sure what you mean by tag words. If it's hashtags, yes, use hashtags. Phaedra says, if you prohibit embed, folks can still link to the video direct on your Facebook page. Then, if you, people can use the link from your Facebook page, but they wouldn't be able to embed it into their website with that link. Did you lose sound? Can you guys hear me? Oh, it looks like we're having Hangout problems again. Let's see. Just let me check. Okay, it looks like I'm not on mute. Naming them with the JPEG. Oh, when you upload, okay, so Roger, your question about naming the photos. When you upload a photo to Facebook, whatever you had it named is basically completely gone. So it wouldn't matter what you name it when you upload it. You really want to, put hashtags in. If you're worried about people using your images, make sure you put your logo or your name or your website on the image itself. And again, if anybody is scared of doing any graphics or images, canva.com is super easy for anybody. And if you can use Facebook, you can use Canva. So that will help you to put the link, the logo, any of that stuff. Okay, so guest, I'm sorry I wasn't more clear. I meant start your own group to reach customers, since everyone is using groups now and they see the post. Okay, so if you're gonna start a group, number one, know that that takes a lot of time. So if you have the time to do that and you have the time to build it up and you know that you would have the following people, the following to come and join the group, then that's a great thing. If you have a specific product and a plan, I would say to start your own group, make sure you have a plan. Just don't, hey, I'm going to start a group, and then you don't end up with very many people. You want to have a good amount of people, and you want to have people interacting. So that's the other part. When you have a group, is that you have to be in it all the time, getting people to talk, sharing content. That's another place that you would have to share content. Sarah, you're saying no kidding about a group? I feel you. Okay, let's see. I'm not seeing any more questions. We went really long. I'm so sorry about that. I actually added a lot of content in yesterday, so it made it a little longer. So you're saying Facebook doesn't count as a plus for Google seeing you on the web to boost you to the top of the search, and there's Facebook will help you definitely with your SEO and use the hashtags, but for the image itself and what you save it as, that doesn't affect anything. So when you upload the image, you also want to make sure that you're writing in the status about the image, about you, share a link, as much content as you can, you always want to share. So let's see. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm sorry everybody for the technical difficulties. Sometimes Google Hangout just doesn't work properly. Roger says, I always thought that the more presence on the internet caused you to kick up to the top of Google organic search. Slides will be available. Roger, the more that you do, yes, having your Etsy page, making sure all of your stuff is filled out. If you had a website, that would be great also. All of that, the replay for all of your questions, the replay will be on this page once it uploads. It'll also be on my YouTube channel, and I will post on this page a download to get the slides. So whenever that gets completely finished and it uploads, I'll be able to have it on here, and I will share through my Drive a download for the slides. Would you recommend getting a super good quality camera for videos? I have an iPhone, but uploads. You know what? I would say start off and do videos before you actually purchase anything. As you can see, my camera is not the best on my laptop. I think my phone actually takes better videos. But I know that for me, buying a camera and buying lighting and all that stuff is just procrastinating. So I just, want to get it done and start before you're ready. That's something I tell myself all the time, start before you're ready. Let's see. Do you put hashtags in the description or first comment? If you're talking about, are you talking about, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. In the description, in the actual status post or in the comment. You see a lot of people on Instagram doing that, where they put the hashtags in the comment section instead of on the post itself. That's normally because people put like 30 hashtags. No, just put your hashtags in your post itself. And it's always best if you're actually writing a sentence and you're saying, it was great fun today, hashtag, and like use the words that you're talking, and then, or if you just write something, you put the hashtags at the end, that's fine also. but stick to 3 hashtags, not more. And I want to put them in the comments. No. Everybody has their own opinion on hashtags, Deborah. I would definitely, yes, under 5 for sure. I would stick to 3. If this is not about Twitter, but on Twitter, you use hashtags not as an added part of it, but actually as a part of the sentence. So that's what I was saying before about on Facebook. You want to do the same thing. So it looks like everybody's saying thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. And I just want to let you all know that if you scroll down on the page that the video and the chat are on, you can sign up to get my free video on how to do Boost Post the right way on Facebook. And you can also like my Facebook page or follow me on Twitter. And all of that, I will leave this webpage up for a long time, so you will always be able to come back to this. I thank you all so much, and I think everybody's done with the questions. So sorry for all the problems that we had at the beginning, and hopefully everybody could see the slides. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening. Bye.